All right, a shalom makyam. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Wakadash Harakah. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. And we are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. According to the Holy Scriptures, we're God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Holy Scriptures, okay? Much love, honor, respect to all the Akim out there pushing this knowledge in sincerity and truth. All right. So yeah, brothers, I got this PDF file downloaded. One of the brothers in the camp allowed me to hold it. Who is Esau Edom? And there's a lot of information in here. You know, you brothers, might want to download that for yourself and get in this devil's behind, man. Because he's going down, and the book is $3,000 and up. And I wonder why. But for brothers that's coming in the truth, your main foundation, your main source for this information is the scriptures, is the Bible. You got to get your milk first. You got to get an understanding of your lineage, knowing the laws, the high holy days, things of that nature. Because if you go straight to these books, you might get, you might stumble, because certain parts in this book goes off. You got to know the table of nations, who they are today, what region did they settle in, and where they are today, majority of them. Okay, so without further ado, man, who is Esau Edom? This is the so-called white race who is ruling our planet today under the guise of the Illuminati, the rich international banking families, starting off with the Rothschilds, so on and so forth. There's people that's in our land, those gutter rats. They're from the lineage of Esau, Edom today. So I got some pages that I took pictures of, so I can edify the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and continue to push this vibration that's out. Who's Esau Edom? Start off the elder brother in Chicago. Shalom to that brother, Elder Malcolm, and the rest of you brothers out there, man. So without further ado, get right to it. Oh, Salakia. This ain't it. Damn. Alright, so this started on page 4 right here. I'm just gonna jump around. If you brothers decide to download this thing, you'll find it easy, alright? So the title of this book, which is Esau Edom, poses a question which may well prove to be the most important question to understand the Bible, history, and world events. So in order to understand this Bible, you got to know who's Esau, who's Edom, and who are the lineage of Jacob. All right? Because those people are still around today. And who can be saved or who cannot be saved, okay? Because the Heavenly Father does not love everybody, man. Okay? And this book even goes into that. So I'm going to do like I don't know, do some series to it, a part 1 to it. So when the Spirit had me do it, and edify the elect. Okay, it says, who is Esau Edom? Esau was the firstborn son of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham, with whom God had made a special covenant with. Okay, the covenant was the law, statutes, and commandments, also the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the word covenant, going to the word, means contract or an agreement. Okay, and I'm going to prove that through the scriptures with Genesis real quick as soon as I read this paragraph, okay? The Bible story tells us that Esau would have a destiny unique and separate from that of his twin brother Jacob. All right? They weren't identical twins, they were fraternal twins. The dissimilar and conflicting destinies of these two individuals will affect the course of history to the present day. Okay, so it's still going on today, man. So everything that's going on in the world is based upon these two characters, Jacob and Esau. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the scriptures real quick. Oh snap, pull that back up by accident. Go to book of Genesis real quick, 25. Numbers, what the hell? Genesis 25. I'm gonna start at I think 19. Okay, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son, Abraham begat Isaac. So mind you, all the people around this time frame in the beginning of the creation and all that stuff, people had pigmentations. All right, people of color. There were dark-skinned people, brown-skinned people. Okay, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Okay, so nothing goes down without the strength and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They control everything. Okay, so the children struggle together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Separated. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the young. Okay, so this elder, well, I'm going to read, or I want to give it away. When her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, fraternal twins, not identical. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. That's the elder. And they called his name Esau. Okay. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, which is symbolic. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. Okay. So going back to this, says the elder shall serve the younger. Is dealing with the time frame of King David and King Solomon. We took our land and put down all the different nations that was around our land, that was living in our land, and they served us under King David and King Solomon for 80 years total. King David ruled for 40 years, and King Solomon ruled for 40 years as well. And when Jacob took hold on the hill, meaning in the end times, the time we're living right now, we're going to take him out of power through the strength and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, HaMashiach, Yahushua, and the elect. Okay, so there it is, right in the scriptures, man. Right in the scriptures, okay? So now it says, this material presents the strong meat of God's word with his intent to edify and nourish strong Christians. Give you Hebrews 5:12-14, dealing with the milk. All right. So, you know what? I'm going to read that, man. So, brothers get an understanding. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12-14. It says, for the time he ought to be teachers, he have need that one teach you again, which be the first principle of the oracles of God. So you got to get a teacher, man. Somebody have to teach you these things. That's a cut. And become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So you got to get the milk first. In order to take down the strong meat, you have to drink the milk. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. So when you come into this thing, you're a babe. All right. But strong milk belongs to them that are full of age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So you get on a level on this thing, starting with apostles and elders, you could discern like, oh, that's not right. Because you got the milk and you got the strong meat. The combination of both, man. Okay? Plain and simple. Okay? It says, this material presents the strong meat of God's word, which is intended to edify and nourish strong Christians. It's thus is specifically intended for those who have advanced to the stage of understanding the racial perspective of the Bible. So these Christians, they're not no type of level. The Roman Catholics, forget about it, man. So we have it, brothers that's been in this thing for quite some time. We have advanced in the stage of understanding the racial perspective of the Bible. Scriptures clearly says in Romans, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. All right, that's plain. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9 through 10. Okay. It says, in revealing the mysteries, mysterion, scriptures surrounding Esau Edom, this book deals with history, prophecy, ethnology, providence, symbology, and eschatology. That's what the Bible deals with, man. Okay. So this thing froze on me again. Okay. Let me get it back. All right. So I'm going to go to a next picture that I took from a different part of the book to further edify brothers. It says, I'm going to start with the highlighted part. All right. Now I'm going to start with it says the Maccabean. Now we going to the Greek Empire now. It says the Maccabean family, a remnant of the true Judites, and ruled Judea from 166 to 730 BC. This is when the Greek Empire took over after the Persian and Medes under Judas Maccabees. And they got First Maccabees chapter 5 and 3 right here. Recaptured the city of Hebron from the Edomites in 164 BC. During the time of John Hyrcanus, 135 to 105 BC, the nephew of Judas, the Judites, again faced with the hostility of the Idumeans, Hyrcanus confronted the Edomites, causing the vice change in the relations between the two factions. John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversions of its inhabitants to Judaism. Thenceforth, the Edomites became a section of the Jewish people. And that's how you got Herod comes out of this, man. Okay, Herod the Idumean. And fast forward today, ain't nothing new underneath the sun. Okay, so this started in the Greek Empire to the Roman Empire. Then after that, we took down the Roman Empire. Then Dark Ages began. Push them up in the Caucasus Mountains. Then fast. There's a lot of history. Fast forward to 740 AD, under Kagan Bullen, and they took up our the Judaism religion all over again, and here we are today, man. This is a brief summarization. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next one real quick. All right. It says thus at this junction of time, the Edomites were then incorporated with the Jewish nations. This is the Greek Empire, and their country was called by the Greeks and Romans Idumea. All right. Ptolemy, it has Ptolemy here. They guys marked the 3rd chapter. A lot of biblical references, man. But the tide turned in favor of the Edomite faction when Julius Caesar, now we in the Roman Empire, made Antipater an Edomite procurator of Judea in 47 BC. When Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod, okay, you know about Herod, man, gained power but was rejected by the Judites. Because why? His family lineage, all right, like read earlier with John Hyrcanus, got forced into the Jewish culture. Our culture, not Jewish culture, our culture, and through the lineage, he was brought up to think he was a Jew. Okay, but he was an imposter. Okay, just like these little rat babies running around, their children actually think they're from the tribes. Herod shrewdly gained the support of Rome. With a Roman army at his heels, he returned to Palestine, and after a 6-month siege, he captured Jerusalem and became the king of Judea in 37 BC. So different scriptures on that. When Yahushua was born, he was the one that was ruling. And he tried to kill Yahushua. Okay? It's a lot of history, man. It says Herod was a shrewd and unscrupulous tyrant and was despised by the Judites because he was an Idumean, not one of their own stock. Herod hated the people of Judah, and one of his first acts was to execute 45 of the leaders of the old aristocracy to eliminate any rivalry or leadership. He have secured the kingship. Herod next destroyed the priestly line of Hyrcanus, which is the Hasmonean dynasty. All right, the Maccabees, who were Levites. The last being Antigonus, who taunted Herod with his Idumean heritage and asserted that the kingdom shall fall on one of the royal families. All right. Finally, he murdered Aristobulus. This is all in the book of Maccabees. The last one of the I kind of messed that up. Aaronic high priest, lineage of Aaron, Levite. Herod then sought to affiliate himself with the high priesthood through marrying Miriam, Aristobulus' sister, the daughter of the high priest. All right, so that's how he got into power right there, man. Herod even rebuilt the temple as it was in ruins from repeated sieges, part of which Herod was responsible for by yeah, it says hold on for a second. Let me get to this book real quick. I didn't freaking take a good picture of this. Excuse me, Akiam. Y'all get back to this book. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, it says, okay, let me go back real quick. Okay, I see the problem is, it says Herod was a shrewd and unscrupulous tyrant and was despised by the Judites because he was Idumean, not one of his stock. So I'm going to read down. So I'm looking at the book now. It says Herod even rebuilt the temple as it was in ruins from repeated sieges, part of which Herod was responsible for by his attack upon the city. Okay, so the temple of God became a sense of Herod's temple. All right, so here we are today. Here we are right now. Okay, it says we just find that in the years, the highlighted part, that's what I'm reading right now. We thus find that in the years just before the time of Yahushua, Judah was controlled by an Edomite faction, the Herodian dynasty, who usurped the Judite name, land, and heritage. The same thing again today, brothers. Okay. It says, under Hyrcanus, the Edomites were forced to be part of the Judean culture, but under Herod, the Herodian faction had control over the Judeans' culture and the way of life. Confounding the matter is that the fact that some Judites had intermixed with Edomite, Canaanite, and other alien stock at the time they returned from Babylonian captivity. They gave the scriptures right there. These mixed blood were also hostile towards the Judean Israelites. It said the land was not the kingdom of Judah, but the nation of Jews, Judeans. Historically, all right, reading the last paragraph, historically, the Edomites became known as Jews. All right, a term derived from Judea, which was derived from the name Judah, being the royal line of Israel, though they were never of Judah or Israel. So that's the last part I picture and capture it. All right, there it is right there. The last part says, Judah being the royal line of Israel, though they were never of Judah or Israel. Okay, so that's the last part right there from what I just read. So continuing, all right. This is secular history right here. It says, during the Titus siege of Jerusalem, 66 to 70 AD, 20,000 Idumeans appeared before Jerusalem to fight in behalf of the Zealots who were besieged in the temple. About 97,000 inhabitants of Judea were taken captive, and an unknown number had fled either before or during the siege. This is the last mention of the Edomites as a people in history, which is a lie. Because after the pagan Roman Empire fell, the Holy Roman Empire came into power, which is Revelation 20th chapter, from Septimius, Severus, Pacius, Niger, different brothers like that. And we put them in captivity for 1,000 years. Push them up in the Caucasus Mountains. Then they crept up out of the caves after 1,000 years, because it was a bubonic. They didn't creep up out of the cave, Salaka. It was a pneumonic plague that wiped us out. And certain the Israelites were using them, and they came up into power through the different royal lines. That's another history lesson right there. And eventually we got taken down out of power. And this is called the Renaissance era, the Renaissance period, that lead to Christopher Columbus, all the different Spanish conquistadors and things of that nature, all the way up to today. Transatlantic slave trade. And here we are today, man. So they still are in history. Okay, so that's a lie. So yet the Bible prophecy indicates that Edom would be an enemy of Israel in the latter times. So they're still around. Who's in rulership? The Edomites. We find that their only connection to a present day people and religion is with the Jews and Judaism. They're the only ones out there calling themselves by our nationality. It says, we thus need to trace back the origin of the Jews to see who they are and how they fit into the puzzle of who is Esau Edom. So now we jumping down. The origin of the Jews, meaning them Khazars, all right? So the Jews of today fall into two types. The Sephardic Jew, Ashkenazi Jew, to Sephardim, all right? All right? It says the Jews of today fall within two types. The Sephardic Jew, the Ashkenazi Jew, the Sephardim are also known as Spanish Jews and constitute about 5% of the Jews in the world. The Ashkenazi are the East European Jews, which are found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. There it is. Many reference and historical sources have unequivocally identified that the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars. All right. The original Jewish encyclopedia of 1905 revealed that the main stock of Jews came from this Asiatic people known as the Khazars. All right. Plain and simple, right in your face. All right. So continuing. The Khazars were a nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture. They had been following a pagan and sex-oriented religion until they had officially embraced Judaism in 740 AD, while rejecting Christianity and Mohammedanism. So at that time, this is dealing with the Dark Ages. The Byzantine Empire were pushing Christianity on the what's his name, the Nicene Council. What's that cat, man? What's his name? Losing my thought about him right now. Oh man, the wicked Israelites, man, from the Byzantine Empire, man. Oh man, y'all brothers know what I'm talking about. From the Nicene Council, man. Constantine the Great. He was an Israelite. Those are Israelites that brought in pagan customs into the scriptures, man. Okay, and Roman Catholic religion came out of those wicked ass Israelites, man. Okay. It says the Jewish author and historian Arthur Khazar also concludes that the majority of the East European Jews, and hence of the world Jewry, is of Khazar and not of Shemitic origin. In the beginning of his book, he states, which is wrong, because Esau is of Shemitic origin, okay? All right, so that goes off. So the large majority of the surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. If so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from Jordan, but from Volga, from Canaan, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus, which he's wrong on that. They are Shemitic, and they are from the Caucasus Mountains. When they got pushed up into the Caucasus Mountains during the Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire. Okay? So, so we're going to go to their language now, okay? I think this is the last one that that'll be it for part 1. It says, as the Khazars left their homeland of Khazaria and migrated north and west, they lost their name and became known as Jews. Those are the people that's living in our land today. The Yiddish language and alphabet is not that of Israelites, Phoenician Greek style, which we go back to the Paleo, then the Assyrian, okay? So that's incorrect. But an amalgamation of Aramaic, medieval German, Slovak, and Russian dialects. They sound really retarded with that stuff, man, how they speak. The best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descended directly from the Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestries from Khazar and other people of Turkish Asiatic blood. The Khazars are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up the present day Jews. All right. So I think that's it on that. Yup, that's it on that, man. We get up out of here. It's a lot here. So here we go. Who is Esau Edom? All right. So that's part 1, man. Right in your face. Hope you brothers are edified. Until next time, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.